Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 again. Here we have another look at the Magic Square Mukodo Truck Boy. This time in the Optimus Prime colors. Here we have the box. We got some artwork there. We got a logo 16 plus. We got Truck Boy. We got the artwork. We got the logo. We got the sticker, we got technically product shots, technically artwork. We got our legal jargon, and yeah, that's it for the box. We also have our instructions, as well as a collector card that is common with many third-party figures. So there is that. He does come packaged in robot mode, but I have him currently in truck mode. In the original review I did of the Nemesis version, which we will be bringing in here, I did talk briefly about him and whatnot, and now having both figures in hand to compare, what I thought was just me might be slightly mistransforming is actually more of a finickiness with the actual transformation process. But as you can see here, he does form a fully fledged chibi-fied truck. And it is, a very solid truck. Unfortunately, this one does have a problem that the Nemesis did not have. So right here on the sides of his face, I'll get his arm out of the way, these panels, if I can get it open, yeah, these panels are on a extremely tiny pin in that little hinge there. And for some reason, on this guy, they don't hold in, and I had both of them fall out during transformation, and I actually, one of them I had to spend about 10 minutes looking for with a extendo magnet to try and figure out where it was, because it had rolled under my bed and I didn't know where it was. I didn't know if it was like by my desk or by my bed. So I basically had to just go around with this until I heard a clink of it, of the magnet catching it. And I'm not really sure, because they're so small, I'm not really sure of a good way to secure those without like accidentally gluing the actual panel in place. So I'm probably going to leave this guy in truck mode as a display, and then probably actually play with this guy more. One thing I want to mention is that this guy, he did come second, technically. I mean, I received him first. I ordered them both around the same time, but this one came out, I think, like a year-ish before this one did. So this guy has a little bit less paint applied. And you can sort of see that with the white versus the silver. But the biggest spot it's really noticeable is actually on the robot's face, because on the Optimus version, his faceplate is white, whereas this one on Nemesis, it's actually painted silver. But overall, they are the same figure, and as far as I know, that pin issue is a quality control with my specific figure, but because of that, I am going to be leaving him as is. But I do want to do a full transformation video, and since I have a second figure, we will be using him for that. But overall, it is still a good figure. I do prefer the Bumblebee movie Steelhead Commander one that came out recently. That one blows this one out of the water, but this is by no means a terrible figure. It does have a little bit of finickiness to it, but it's still a solid toy. But yeah, I just want to start by taking this out, but I don't remember if I went over the articulation. I'll just do the full process just to cover my bases. But yeah, for articulation, we do have a little bit of up and down. You can get his head way back if you unhook that entire panel, but it does kind of look weird. We got full 360 at the shoulders. We have quite a bit of hinges in the shoulder, so you can do quite a bit with the arms. He does have 90 degrees at the elbow. He does have a full wrist swivel. He does have a full waist joint, and you can technically get him to ab crunch, but you have to like unpeg this whole section from the bottom. So that's a thing you can do if you want. He does do the splits. If his arms will get out of the way, geez. He does have ankle tilt. He does have about 90 degrees at the knee. These hip skirt pieces can move up and down if you want to have them be a little bit taller, but that sort of does break up the way the crotch piece is supposed to look. But it's a thing you can do if you want. And he does kind of have a toe joint here. It's more to cover the wheels, but it is there. And you do get some up and down at the foot if you so choose. They both do come with a matrix. I think on this one it was packed in, but with this guy it came in the baggie with the instructions and collector's card. Yeah, it comes with a little matrix that will fit in his chest. When closing it back up, you do want to make sure that you close it sort of at the same time, because they sort of latch together in the middle, and if you don't, like I keep doing here, it will not close on both sides. There we go. And I do like the way they sort of angled the molding of the windows, so even though it's just painted a flat color, it does get a sort of cell shaded look just from the way the light hits it, so that is really cool. Yeah, I think that's it for articulation. So yeah, we'll start on the transformation here. I believe the instructions say to start with the head. I start with the arms. There are a couple of videos on YouTube I had to watch to familiarize myself with this, but I like to start with the arms. So what I do is I sort of straighten out these joints here and just sort of untab the smokestacks. We don't need them all the way out of the way yet, but we are going, actually I guess we do kind of want them out of the way. There are several tab and slots. It's kind of hard to see them all, but here is the first tab right here. There's a slot there, and essentially you're just going to be sort of unfolding his arm while at the same time hooking all those tab slot bits together. So here we're going to be rotating part of the shoulder as we stretch it out. Also, something else I need to mention is on one of his arms, not both, this piece is an extra part that's like attached over some pieces, and it kept falling off on one of his arms, so that was another issue I had with the original. And you know, I'm hoping it's just that they you know, improved this mold, or that this one has quality control issues, not that it was an improvement and that everybody who buys this has a good figure. But I don't really know. I'm not gonna go and buy more to try and figure it out. This panel, it does tell you to fold it out, but I like to leave it folded in for the time being, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But now we're going to unhook the fist and sort of bring it out of the way, and then I do believe, yeah, we need to rotate his hand around, and we will get another one of those tabs and just slot that in, bring this over, and then we're going to fold this wheel down, and then we can bring the fist and we're going to rotate it to face in towards himself, no, face away from himself, and then fold it up and then bring it down like that. So that's how we want our arms to look for the time being. We're gonna just do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna bring that in. We're gonna rotate this whole section of the arm. He does sort of turn into a mess of panels partway through, but it all comes together fairly well, so it's just part of the process. Okay, we got that in there, and then we're gonna untab the hand, rotate this around. I think I did that wrong. Did I do that wrong? I think I did that wrong. No. Okay, we'll bring it like that. Bring the wheel out and out. Fold this away. Rotate it all underneath. And there we have that. And then you just kind of, these parts will kind of be loose, but that's fine because they're going to have to fold down like this anyway. Then we're going to move his head up out of the way, and this entire front chest section is going to rotate. Oh, great. Okay, you bring it down to unhook it, then rotate it, then bring it back up. My bad. So then we want to take this little piece, which is the trailer hitch. We're going to fold that up like so, and then pull it down and through so that it's on the other side with the windshield pecs. Alright, now we're going to start on his head. So like I mentioned before, you want to bring these two panels from the side of his head forward. Then you just sort of want to push, I think, yeah, you want to sort of push up on this head crest and just get that out of the way. And then we are going to pull on his antenna to sort of unhook them from the side of the head. And then we bring this whole bit back here out. And now we can bring these panels down. We want to fold these out and fold this panel up. So now we have the side door of the truck. You fold the antenna in, and then you're going to fold that back. No. Then you're going to fold the door over that panel. So we're going to fold this out, fold this small panel up, fold the antenna, fold the door back over. Now we're gonna bring this assembly back down, and actually we don't want to fold these down yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to, so as you can see, they have the little truck headlights here, so you want those lined up, and then you want to bring the whole armature section, and you kind of have to wiggle it around the legs. I find this easier than doing it the other way around, where you have to sort of wiggle it around the head. But yeah, it might come a little untabbed. But yeah, we're basically going to be bringing this down to be on the sides of the head. If the head will go back into place like it should. Like I said, he does sort of turn into a little bit of a mass of panels, but it's not really that frustrating once you understand what you're doing. It's just a little, you just got to keep in mind where everything is. So yeah, essentially you're going to want his hands covering the top of his head. No catchy. So now we're going to come to this piece that we pulled out of the back of his head and unfold these panels, and that will be part of the front of the truck. Now we can move these side panels out of the way, and we're going to bring this whole assembly up and straighten it back out because it started to collapse, and plug it in together. And I have different issues. This is the part that's most finicky, is getting the truck cab to tab together, because on this it was the side door panels that didn't want to quite go in, but with this one it's this tab, this whole section of tabs here doesn't like to hold together the way it should. But now that we've done that, we split this apart and we get our front bumper from the head crest, and we're gonna again, line up several tabs and slots and sort of push that in. And we're going to leave these forward because now what we need to do is complete the side. And you can sort of see that these door panels do look a little awkward. They are the most finicky part. Yeah, we're gonna bring the wheel section over, but then we're gonna fold this down, and then we're gonna put this section with the wheel on it over it. There's just a tiny little overlap like so, and they do sort of tab together when you get it all oriented. Oh wait, no, I'm doing this wrong. The tire, then the side bumper piece. I'm trying to remember where all the little tabs are. And so yeah, then once you get this tabbed in to the tire, which is now also tabbed into the head under here, then you can fold the wheel back up. And that's when I bring this panel that we left and bring it out to the side, and just a little teeny tiny tug while pushing down on it will allow it to slide under, because there's an ever so teeny tiny tab that locks it into place. And as you see, that popped out of place again. But now the side of the truck is more or less flush. So bring the arm in again. Just stop fighting me. Yep, see, it does not like to cooperate until you get the whole thing done. Yeah, we bring this in. You are really trying to fight me. Bring this in, and then we want to bring this section and tab that over that panel of the wheel, and push this back again. Then we bring the wheel up, make sure that's all nice and squozen. You can see why this is frustrating, because this guy doesn't have that. This isn't here. This popping off thing doesn't happen with this one. They both have different flaws, and if they didn't have each other's flaws, they'd basically be perfect. Yeah, then you bring this panel around, just a little pull on the tire, and then didn't do it right. Bring it like, it's because it popped off again. Now we bring this. It doesn't work if the door keeps sinking in. There we go. There we go. Quick, get it all squozen together before it pops apart again. There we go. And then we want to make sure that these two little hinges that the arm shoulder bits are on are pushed all the way in and tabbed into the side of the truck. Squeeze this down for the 20th time. Like you can literally see, it's forcing itself apart, and it's not supposed to do that. Come on, stay in place. And then this, okay, so this panel that was across his back, we want to wiggle in and then place into that groove where his head crest was underneath the truck. And it's popped off again. Oh, Jesus. I don't know why it just won't stay in. It would be basically perfect if it weren't for that. Okay, so now we come here to his butt panel and we extend it we're gonna sort of spread his legs apart, and I believe we need to rotate this around. Yes. Okay, so we want his toes facing down. There is a panel here on the shin, but that doesn't actually need to move. I don't know why that's the way it is. Same with the sort of hips. They don't actually need to straighten out or anything. We do need to straighten out these pieces here on the legs, like so. Yeah, you're gonna want to make sure his toes and ankles are in. So you're gonna flip up the toe joint, going to flip out the bottom of the foot, which reveals the wheels. Then you're gonna, on the ankle tilt, you're gonna bring it to the side like so, and there is a little tab right here that will slot in to this silver piece. That will plug in to the other side of the silver piece, and there is a tab sort of hidden underneath this that'll bring that together. Then again, you want to slide this over that silver, or slide the silver over rather, and then plug it in, and then tab it in on the other side of the leg. And then we're going to bring this butt flap down, and it sort of pegs into these L shapes here, I believe. Oh, no, it pegs into this little slot right here, actually. Like so. Bring it down, make sure it's all lined up. Push that in, squeeze that together, make sure this is all screws in. Give this one last desperate attempt at looking correct. And then we flatten out this piece and bring the smokestacks around and peg them in. Around and peg them in. But, you know, like I've shown, it doesn't want to, really just doesn't want to stay. But there we have him in his truck mode. And you can peg the gun handle into the trailer hitch, like so. If it'll cooperate. You just really want to fight me as much as possible today, don't you? Yeah. Do be careful, because it is a bit of a thin peg and all the connections are pretty tight. But yeah, you can leave it like that. The gun does have some moving parts. So if you want to like transform it to make it look a little less gun-like, you can. There is like a specific way that it says to like store it, but I just kind of do what looks best. Yep, see, popping apart again. Yeah, but aside from the fact that it doesn't want to tab together, it's like it's a fun figure. But it would. I really can't give it a high rating because of the flaws that they both seem to have. And again, they have different flaws. Like this one, it's this, and on this one, it's these side panels. But you know, these at least stay in place. This one is actively popping off. This one has loose pins in his head, so like I'm worried about transforming him, but I'm also worried about trying to fix him because I don't want to accidentally glue those panels together because the connection is, you know, so tiny. But if I don't, they'll just keep falling out, so I'm not entirely sure what to do at this point. If you have a suggestion on how to fix that, please leave it in the comments. I would love to be able to fix these guys. This I feel like might be a matter of like possibly shaving down a couple tabs, but I don't know for sure, and I don't want to start shaving things down that I don't know if they're going to actually fix the problem, because if I shave down the wrong thing, it's going to end up being too loose instead of fixing the actual issue. And you know, that just doesn't look good. This one at least like forms together properly. So, you know, all things considered, I want to give these a high rating. They're cool figures and they're fun when they cooperate, and the robot modes are great, but that transformation constantly fighting, like it, you can literally see it here. I can't give it more than a 5. In fact, I'm not even sure if I should give it a 5, just because, like, if it's not going to do the thing it's designed to do, what's the point of getting it? So as much as I enjoy these figures, I can't recommend them. I can't. I want to so badly. They're so cool looking and so interesting, but you know, I can't recommend something that at least not in good faith, knowing that there is a good chance that it will not do the things it's supposed to do. If you just want to get it as like a sort of display piece, as sort of, you know, a posable like Mighty Mugs, Funko Pop, SD figure, whatever, go for it. They're not super expensive. I think they're like $30-ish, depending on where you buy them. And they're not super expensive. And if I had a surefire way to fix them, I'd say something about it, but I don't know entirely what to do here, because like all that stuff fitting in to the middle there is, you know, what's causing this. They look great, but yeah. So that is my review of what I wish was a much more smooth transformation on a cool looking figure of the Magic Square Truck Boy and Nemesis Truck Boy Black. I don't remember which one. That's my review. So